Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video I will show you the easiest way, the very easiest way to attach a fly zipper. So if you run away from sewing a fly zipper or you find it a little bit tricky, please watch this video to the end. It's a very short video and it's straight to the point. I will show you how to easily fix your zipper flyer. So let's get into this video. So once you've drafted your pattern or your trouser or your shorts just like you would, this is the crotch line, right, of the front, the waistline, the hip line, the crotch line, and the length of the trouser, right? So what I did was, from my crotch line at the waist, I came out by 2 inches and I marked a straight line to my hip line, as you can see. Okay, so this is my fly. It will serve as my zipper fly. So that's just what I'm showing you, how I'm going to cut it out. So this is how to measure for your zipper fly, so that you won't do that cutting out an entirely zipper fly after you must have cut out your crotch. So you cut it together with the trouser like this. Okay, so you measure 2 inches outwards from your waist, that is from your crotch line on your waist, and you mark a straight line down to your hip line, and this will serve as your zipper fly. Okay, remember this is some folds. I'll go ahead and notch this my crotch line up there at my waist. I'm going to be needing that notch into the video, later into the video. So what I'm going to do next, this is the zipper I'll be attaching on this fly, the front of my trouser or my shorts. So what I will do now is, on my hip line where my zipper fly stops, I'm going to come up by 1 inch from my hip line, and I'm going to mark it with a chalk. So from that chalked part that I'm at, I'm going to sew 1/2 inch down to this part, to my crotch line. Okay, just sew 1/2 inch down. Okay, from that 1 inch I will mark up. So I'll go to my machine and sew that 1/2 inch. So that is where our zipper is going to stop. That's just an indication that is where our zipper will stop. That is 1 inch above the hip line. So I'm going to sew that and I'll come back. As you can see, I have sewn on it from that 1 inch that I marked. See my seam, I used the black seam, you can see it well. I sewed from that 1 inch there to down to cover my crotch, okay, my front crotch. So the next thing I'm going to do is, from this upper part that is on my waist, I'm going to sew a loose stitch, okay, of 1/2 inch as well, 1/2 inch, to meet that part, that's 1 inch that I marked there. That is going to meet that place that I started sewing from. Okay, so now I'm sewing a loose stitch or a free stitch, so that it will be easy for us to lose, because we'll be losing it later. So you're going to make the stitches loose, don't make it tight, because we'll still lose it later, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and sew it 1/2 inch, a loose stitch of 1/2 inch from this top part to meet that 1 inch that we'll mark there, right? So I've gone ahead and done that. As you can see, I stopped exactly there, and it's a loose stitch, remember. Okay, so now it's time to fix the zipper. I'll go ahead and open up this short like this. Just open it up to face the back side, of course, and here that our crotch is ending, that is on the hip line, I'm just going to notch it a little bit, just to enable me kind of open up the fly, right? Just open the both of the flies, make them open, so I'll be seeing the middle part very well, so that the middle part will just lay flat. Just notch that hip area a little bit. So now I'm going to be placing my zipper on one side of the flap, okay, preferably on this side of the flap, that is facing you is the left, right? Place it on this side of the flap. Now I'm placing it on that notch. Remember that notch that we marked? I placed it there on that notch, okay, I didn't place it at the midpoint or in the middle. I placed it on one side of the flap. I used that notch that I made as a guide. So place it straight using that notch, and I'm going to pin it down like this. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So you can see it's not directly at the middle. Now go to a machine and sew it, right? So remember, you're sewing just the fly. You're sewing just on the fly like this. You sew at the edge of the zipper. Do not sew on the teeth, on the zipper teeth. Okay, so I've done that. I've sewn the zipper. As you can see, I don't know if you can see my line, my seam there. And then I'm going to take off these pins, and next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to push this like this. Just watch what I'm doing. Push it to the front part like this. Okay, and when you push it to the front part, I'll do that again. Once you've sewn on this zipper, you're going to push it in with the fly to the front, and then you're going to top stitch just very close to the edge of the zipper. Do not top stitch on the teeth, just at the edge. Just top stitch on the zipper from the top to the bottom where the this thing zip ends, right? And I've done that. As you can see, my top stitch is very close to the zip area. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to just open this up again like this. Now this part, other part of the zipper, it is what's left to be fixed. This other part, as you can see, what I'll do is I'll just flip it to the right side. Okay, just flip it to the right side. So this is what we are supposed to, this part we are supposed to sew it on this part of the zipper fly, but we'll sew it to the front. Okay, so remember that curve that we usually have in front for our zipper fly. I'm going to make that curve. Okay, so I'm going to sew starting from this point of my waist. Just sew it and curve it up to meet that half inch that we marked, sorry, the 1 inch that we marked up, remember, from our hip line. Can you remember that 1 inch I marked where my stitch started, my tie stitch started? I just marked it in front so that I will know that this is where my stitching would end. Okay, so I'll just use my chalk and mark, just make that curve so that I will have a guide of what I am sewing. So just mark the curve like this and meet that point there. So just be careful while doing this. Don't sew on the zipper teeth, but just sew very close. Remember, we are sewing very close to the zipper, not on the teeth. Okay, so just take it to your machine, sew this up together, and that is it, guys. That is all for this tutorial. I've sewn it, okay, and this is what it looks like. Now go ahead and unravel this. Remember that loose stitch that we made at the middle, at the crotch? Remember, I'm going to lose it. Okay, I will lose it open. So I'll use my seam ripper and rip the loose stitch, and when I get to that point that we sewed, I'm going to stop. That is where it will stop. And here is a zipper fly looking nice and neat. Guys, this is the easiest zipper fly I have ever encountered or seen. Since I saw this method, or I got to know about this method, this is what I've been using. It's very easy and straightforward, and so nice and clean. I hope you guys found this helpful. Please, if you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And here is what the back looks like. It's looking very clean, very nice. You go ahead and finish up your trouser or your shorts and interlock or weave the places that are necessary. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next one.